my name is Lee, aka a 20-something loser online, and this is the Melatonin All Levels Speedrun. So if you saw the any percentage speedrun already, this is the All Levels run. It's a lot more chill. You get to enjoy all of the music, all of the levels, and we're just gonna go through them as fast as possible. It's a lot less stressful than the any percentage run, but it shows you more of the game. So there we are. Just like before, I'm gonna close off my camera and I'm gonna mute my mic, and commentator Lee will take over in just a second, so enjoy. Ta-da! It's me, commentator Lee. Hi everybody, welcome on in. My name is Lee, aka a 20-something loser. Again, if you saw the any percentage run of this already, I'm going to be going over a lot of the same information regardless here. But the all levels run shows off every single level in the game, so there's more to love essentially going on here. Some key things to go over, to say the least. My name is Lee. I go by 20-something loser online. This is Melatonin. Melatonin is a rhythm-based game about merging dreams and reality together over the course of 4 nights and then a morning period. Super, super fun, to say the least here. Before I had started this run, I essentially had to show that my accessibility features were off, and I had calibrated it to be 1 millisecond. Because I tend to be late with a lot of these. So there we are. And time started as soon as I hit proceed on that first game page here. As stated before, Melatonin rhythm game. It uses both the animations on screen as well as different sounds and cues to keep you on beat. Your character is either going to be on beat exactly, or in harmony with the beat, or slightly offbeat in order to keep the music going in the background here. As noticed on screen here, we have some visual cues, but there's also portions where they remove the visual cues and you're exclusively relying on the sound cues, such as when that burger box went behind those clouds. We are currently in the very first level. This is Dream About Food. Our character here is sitting in a chair, trying to catch various food items in their mouth. Who doesn't love to dream about food? Because I most certainly do. And those donuts look exceptionally good right now, to say the least. Yeah. So we are just catching the food items in our mouth. That level is based upon 3s and 4s. And going through catching food in the mouth on the 3rd beat, as well as on the and of 3 and 4. There we are. We're heading already into our second level, which is called Dream About Shopping. Melatonin itself has 4 nights. In each of those nights, there are 4 different levels. 4 different separate levels, and then there is the remix that becomes unlocked at the end of each level. You can earn up to a total of 3 stars or perfect on each level. And in order to unlock the remix at the end, you have to achieve 8 stars. Typically, in the any percentage run, we only do 3 levels, and you do 3 stars on 2 of the levels and 2 stars on 1 of the levels. But in the all levels run, we essentially just have to get 2 stars on every level, and then we're good to go, which is pretty straightforward and pretty simple. But it does still involve quite a lot of menuing between the nights that makes it particularly difficult. Again, this is Dream About Shopping. We have to time the swiping of the credit card with the music here. The pattern is played first. Bum, 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 bum. Swipe, swipe, swipe. Yeah, so the pattern is played first, and then we follow the pattern ourselves right after. Bum, bum. You'll see with a lot of these first couple ones here, as you can tell, a lot of menuing. If you mess up on the menuing, adds more time, as I just did there, just slightly. A lot of these early ones I will probably 3-star because they are quite... You play a lot of these same ones, the early songs, quite a lot, especially if you reset. So you get really good at doing the first couple ones, and then it gets harder as it goes along, to say the least. This is Dream About Tech. This is one that is typically skipped in the any percentage run, because it is slower than all the other ones as well. But what we are doing are we are shooting lasers at the video game screen, but off beat to them showing up on screen. With night 1 that we've talked about so far, so that's food, shopping, tech, and the next one, which will be followers, we are only using the spacebar for rhythm. Later levels will introduce the use of the arrow keys, and then the combination of the two, which becomes super fun as you get into later levels. There we go. As I'm finishing up this level here, we have one more level of this night, which I have already introduced as Dream of Followers. Again, with the all levels run, we are completing all 4 levels of each night. We are playing every song possible in the game, except for I believe that there are some like editor levels that you can technically play, but I haven't looked too far into those, to say the least. And that, with that being said, we've 3-starred 3 of these levels here, and our final remix is technically already finished for us. But we have to, because we're doing the all levels, we're, you know, we gotta play our last level here, which is Dream of Followers. What's going to be going on here is that we are bouncing between the different social media platforms and finding the balance between them without the endless doom scrolling. Switching between apps and apps and apps and dreaming about, you know, having followers on many platforms, which I'm sure many people can relate to say the least. One thing to note is directly behind my, what do you call that? My timer. Oh my goodness. Over to the left is a progress bar. It shows us our streak bonus. So if you can see that blue streak bonus there with the flames coming up, that means that I'm on a streak bonus here. But it will also kind of clue us into how many stars per each level that we have, which is extremely important for the any percentage run, because we kind of have to really keep track of how many we miss, how many beats we miss, and how many stars we have per each level to go as fast as possible to beat the game. But all levels, it's just there, fun for just fun to see, you know, how many stars we have for each level. And with that, we are already finished with night 1, and we're headed to the very first remix. So the remixes for each level are going to showcase all 4 of those levels per night. I'm just dancing here. It's a fun time. I love Melatonin. It's an absolutely incredible game. As previously mentioned, it is a rhythm game that focuses on the merge between dreams and reality. So it explores the relationship between dreams we have when we are sleeping and the experiences that we go through when we're awake. And it's done through a beautiful rhythm game. I love the graphics. It's all pinks and purples and blues and beautiful graphics here. I mean, come on. It is absolutely fantastic and I love it so much. So and there is our very first remix done. We are now moving on to night 2. Again, the menuing is probably the biggest way to save time, because you have to quickly time when to skip the cutscenes as fast as possible. So we are on night 2. This is Dream About Exercise. This is another one that is typically skipped in the any percentage run, because it's a little bit longer than some of the others. But we have our buff version of our own character, and we have to follow our trainer in pumping iron as to the best that we can. And again, night 2 is where they introduce the use of the arrow keys. So here we are using the arrow keys to signal which arm we're using. And then for the double, we hit both the right and the left arrow key. One thing that night 2 also introduces is the idea of slowdowns and also speed ups. There are some other levels that have speed ups. I prefer the speed ups a lot more because I'm a speedrunner at heart. Let's be real. I want to go fast. But the slowdown is fine too. Which is pretty much essentially why this Dream About Exercises is long and is typically skipped, is because of the slowdown portion here. And then we speed back up to the normal pace as before. To say the least here. Out of all of the night 2 songs, I would probably have to say this one is my least favorite. I don't like exercise. But it's still a good song, so can't complain. I mean, I also don't like work either, because this is Dream About Work, but I like the music to this one a little bit better than the last one. Again, we are using those arrow keys and sending emails or responding to things using those arrow keys, and at times also sending faxes by using the double key or printing, whatever you choose to think about. But this is Dream About Work. We are in an office, as you can tell, working on our work grind. One of the hardest parts about this level itself is actually you notice how the screen is just moving on us? Your eyes have to track to follow the pattern. So before it gets too far off on one side of the screen, you have to kind of shift your eyes to the next desk there. And it can be kind of difficult at times to do that when you're trying to make sure that you have gotten every note possible and safely. You have to constantly just like tracking up and down, to say the least. Again, for the all levels run, we just have to get 2 stars on essentially every level. If we get 3 stars on a level, great. That's fine. But we're just looking for at least 2 stars on each level, which is perfect for us. this level, this is level number 3 of night 2, and this is called Dream About Money. This is one of my absolute favorite levels here. Again, you are using those arrow keys to catch the coins in different hands. And there's a speed up section in it, which, as stated, speedrunners, we like to go fast. So I love any song that has a speed up section and makes things go faster for us. We can catch the money twice in each hand together. And then we introduce the concept of lightning. So the lightning in this level will push the money to the opposite hand from which it spawned on. So if it spawns on the right, and then lightnings, you have to catch it with your left hand, and vice versa. So if it spawns on the left side, and then it lightnings, then you have to catch it with your right hand. And there's our speed up. Apparently we just have endless pockets because after catching all this money, I don't know how we would just have enough space in those pockets to put all the money in there, but it is what it is. There we go. 3 out of our 4 levels for night 2 completed. This 4th level for night 2 is called Dream About Dating. My community and I call this Tinder, because that's essentially what you're doing. You click onto an app that looks almost identical to Tinder. It's like almost the same like fire logo there, to say the least. And you're just swiping on a dating profile on beat. If you get a more like sad sounding sound, you have to swipe to the left, and then positive sounding sounds you swipe to the right. If you're looking at the visuals, you're gonna swipe on the alien, the robot, and the poop. You will swipe right on the smiley face. What is tricky about this one as well is that it tilts the phone away from you, so you lose that visual aspect as well, and you essentially have to rely on only the audio cues. One of the reasons why I also turned my camera off for this part, not only because it's better for me to do commentary towards you all like this, at the current moment, how I'm at. I played this level in particularly with, I call tilt controls. So it's, you know, dun dun dun, swipe, dun dun dun, swipe, dun dun dun, swipe, like that. But I call it tilt controls. If you know Mario Kart, you have a controller and you spin it. You don't spin it, you drive. You actually use the controller properly. But I play Mario Kart with tilt controls, so I also, you know, play my rhythm games with tilt controls by moving my whole body to it. Does it actually help? Who knows? But that's just how I do it. Night 2 also has a speed up, so it starts slow and then it gets faster here. I will say this happens to be my favorite remix of all the nights as well too. Night 2 is just, it has the best songs. So this whole remix is just fantastic. And also because of the speed up. I love it. Swipe, dun, 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 swipe. There you go. Even more. And now that I'm here doing commentary, I can do dance moves along with it. Swipe. There we go. And like that, we're already moving on to night 3. One thing that I haven't mentioned yet is that after you finish a level, it unlocks a hard mode, in which you can earn rings. So on the normal levels, you earn stars, and then you can earn rings on the hard levels. That is particularly important for the 100% run, or like the all achievements run. It's what it's called. Alrighty, pardon me. I'm just getting over a sickness, to say the least, and you can probably still hear it in my voice. But this current level is called Dream About Time. This is a level that is very, very hard in terms of timing-wise, especially because you can only get, in order to get 3 stars on this one, you can only get a max of 5 earlier lates. If you miss one completely, you're probably not going to be making 3 stars, to say the least. So the margin for getting 3 stars as we get to these higher levels becomes smaller and smaller and smaller, which makes it more stressful as you go along, to say the least. When I hit this level, I typically say, I'll see you when I see ya. And I will probably most certainly be turning my Discord audio on my own mixer that I have down and be cranking up the volume for this actual level so I can hear the music a little bit more clearly and focus, rather than commentary on this level in particular, but because it takes so much focus in order to get this one in particular. You have to time it perfectly to not miss hitting any of the clocks flying towards you. And you have to time it perfectly getting into position, as well as the full swing through of hitting the clocks. The timing on that one is 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the and 4 is when you get into position and hit it. And the fast section is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 on that one. This one is Dream of Mind. This is my absolute, most hated level. I do not like this one at all, but it is a part of the game. I just find it particularly difficult. You are essentially, I'm tapping my spacebar once it passes over the eyelid, over the iris in the middle here. So anytime there is a secondary medallion that comes across, you have to time it as it goes through. I hate it so much that my notes for this level is just boo, because it is frustrating. There is a speed up and a slow down section in this level, which makes it particularly difficult. Thankfully, they do not remove the visuals entirely for this one. If they removed the visuals entirely for this one, I think I would probably scream. Thankfully, you don't have to listen to me scream, because we get the visuals. And now here's the speed up section. 1, 2, 3, 4. Most of these songs here can be done in beats of 4. I was a violinist for 10 plus years. I played the violin from 5th grade all the way until my junior year of college. Which, thinking about that now, is like 5 years ago already, and that seems wild to me. Yikes. But I do everything kind of like methodical in nature, so you'll frequently hear me almost like count the timing out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back and forth. Here we go. Here is our third level of night 3, actually. Pardon me. This is Dream About Space. This is another one where the visual cue will be removed, and we will only have to rely on audio cues during it. But essentially what we're doing is we are counting the liftoff. So we hold the spacebar down once we get to the top, and release once we get to the bottom. 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Some of them are in 3, some are in 4s for this one. So there you go. You might notice as well, especially, it's most obvious once you get to night 3. As the nights go on, these concepts that we're dreaming about become larger and more broad concepts. Okay, so our first couple of levels, right? We're dreaming about food, we're dreaming about shopping, tech, followers, things that, you know, you can acquire. Night 2, we're dreaming about money, we're dreaming about exercise, dating. What is the other one? Work. There we go. I just don't like it that much that I forget about work. I mean, I love the actual level in the game. Work in real life is what I'm talking about. I'm talking in circles here, to say the least. But that's night 2. And then once we get to our night 3, our concepts become, again, a lot larger. Dreaming of time, dreaming of mind, dream of space. Our last one is dream of nature. Like, they become much broader concepts that we are thinking of. You can also kind of notice that from our character on that couch there. We go by pretty quickly, but here we're like, it almost looks like we're like meditating, right? There's a speaker next to us. There's an incense burner next to us. We're surrounded by a bunch of plants. You'll see where that changes once we get to night 4. This is Dream of Nature. This is us watering a garden. And it is a very stark contrast to all of the other levels of this night. This is our like mellow cool down section out of all of them here. For the Dream of Nature here, we fluctuate between counts of 3 and counts of 1. 2 and 3, 4. 2 and 3, 4. 2 and 3, 4 of these water droplets. There you go. And with that being said, we are already on our way to the Night 3 remix. So this is already our 3rd remix. We're nearing Night 4 here pretty soon. But again, our remixes combine all of the levels from that same night. Despite having... Night 3 for me is personally my, like, least favorite night out of all of them. So despite having some of, like, the worst levels, the actual remix song is really, really nice. I think it's also because it is, like, slightly sped up version of all the other levels. But here we are. I may have mentioned this earlier, or I may have not, but I have also submitted the any percentage of this. And I am submitting the all levels version of this, which is this run currently. But partially because I would like the all levels to be an incentive for the any percentage. So, like, possibility for it to be upgraded would be the option here. But the any percentage, I will say, does require a lot more focusing, and it does require a lot more... We shave off like 10 minutes off of the... going from an all levels run to the any percentage, we shave off about 10 minutes or so, because we're not doing 4 songs. Again, we are nearing the end here of this night here pretty soon. Just through the end of this remix, and then we'll start off with our 4th night. After our 4th night, we have an extra, like, bonus remix, which is called Morning. So we go through 4 nights and then we wake up. As you just saw there from our character on the couch, some things have changed. We've drank a couple of energy drinks. As I most certainly have as well too. But this night in particular, we again, the concepts are still more broad, but they are more... They're like deeper concepts that we're talking about here. This is Dream of Stress. So you are essentially, the lava is rising up from above and you are jumping between ladders as you try and survive without being hit by the lava. If you are late, you will be hit by the lava. Early, it's fine. You won't get hit by the lava, but they still dock you points and everything else. So ideal is to get these beats exactly perfectly. Sometimes it will require you to jump over like 2 ladders at once, or jump up. So for this one, we are using the arrow keys and the up arrow. This level is a level that I am quite proud of because it used to be very, very difficult for me, and now I feel like I've made a lot of improvement when it comes to that level in particular. This next one is Dream About the Past. This is one that we typically skip in the any percentage run, but here we are burning photographs. We're burning Polaroids. As you can tell by the background, we're in a photo studio. But we are burning our Polaroids to forget about the past. And each of these Polaroids have different times in which you have to hold the lighter out so that they burn perfectly. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have to, on the small ones, it's like an and beat kind of thing. It's fast. The extra wide Polaroids, those ones are like a 3. 1, 2, 3. I was late. Exactly. There you go. But as you can tell, this one is a little bit slower, which is why we usually skip it in the any percentage run. Again, with our all levels run, we're not so stressed about getting a certain amount of stars. We essentially just have to 2-star every level in order to pass. So it is significantly less stressful with the all levels than the any percentage, which is why I'm not as concerned about me missing certain notes during this one. And it also allows me a little bit more calm time to kind of talk about this game. This next one here is Dream About Desires. This is another one of my favorites because the audio is chef's kiss. Like, I love it so much. And also the visuals here. We're in an arcade picking up these little prize containers which contain different life desires. So you can see here there's diamonds, there's money, there's food, there's an iPhone, there's car keys, there's a house. You know, all different things that people might want or, you know, desire in life. And we are picking them up on the beat. To 3-star this level in particular, you can have a max of 3 errors. So again, as you get further on into the night, the error margin gets really small, to say the least. I just really love the music of this one. It's particularly like funky. I love the synth sound of it. It's just perfect. That's all I have to say. This part in particular is my favorite because the breakdown is just so funky. Bam, 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 bam. Drop. That one alternates between 2 patterns, the fast one and then the slow. The bum, bum, drop. Bum, bum, pick up. Bum, bum, drop. Like that. Here is the last level of Night 4. The last level that we will be playing before the final remix of 4 and then the overall remix of Morning. This is Dream About the Future. We're essentially in a video game. We are shooting little space aliens here as they move closer to us. One thing to note with Night 4 as well that I realized I hadn't talked about is that it combines the use of the arrow keys and the space bar. So that last level, the Dream About Desires, was using the space bar. The Dream About the Past was using the space bar. The first level, Dream About Stress, was using those arrow keys. And this is also using those arrow keys. This level is almost like similar to Dream About Shopping, where we were swiping the credit card, because it plays the pattern first and then we play it after. Slightly off beat here. One thing that you will note here in a little bit, I don't think it's started yet, is that as you progress through this song, the aliens actually start to glitch out. Watch here. You see how that left one kind of moved into the middle or to the right side? You really have to pay attention to the pattern of the actual music and kind of like determine which side / which ear they're coming from to actually time this properly, because again, you start to lose the visuals with the glitching of the aliens, and that is on purpose. So I kind of just have to work with it. And here is the last night remix, to say the least here. It's going to combine stress, past desires, so forth here. I will say, of the remixes, this one is probably like the slowest out of all of them. It does slightly get faster. There isn't a typical like speed up section, but it does get slightly faster as you go along, as things become more stressful and so forth. But it's probably the slowest out of all of them, to say the least. You can kind of just tell here through the music that it is speeding up the tempo just a little bit. Nothing too crazy though. This is our last night remix before, again, we head into morning here. And the morning level is going to be a combination of every single level that we have played thus far. It's beautiful, and you'll get to see it in just a second. Again, that menuing portion where you have to quickly hit escape, essentially arrow key down to the skip cutscene button, and then once you hit a new level, you have to like spam tab to skip any kind of tutorial there. This is the morning period here. I love Melatonin. I hope you all have enjoyed watching this game, because this is like one of my comfort games now at this point, because I just love the actual music behind it, despite it being stressful in a speedrun. It is what it is. But I still love it so much. The visuals are beautiful, the music behind it, beautiful. I think the concepts are incredible. The exploration between how we dream and our reality is very, very interesting to me, to say the least. I started speedrunning Melatonin after playing through it casually, and I was like, oh my god, is there a speedrun for this? Can I speedrun for this? And it turns out you can. It's highly inspired by another creator as well to speedrun this. His name is Daft Husky. I had found him through TikTok to actually start speedrunning this game, because it's so cool. I can't say enough words about this game, and I'm kind of stumbling over my own words of how to describe the actual quality behind this game. But it is just so fun. And regardless, I hope you all have enjoyed getting to watch this game, or at least watch and listen to parts of this game, to say the least. While the rest of this morning is playing, I will do a little outro, because the outro of this video is very short. Again, my name is Lee, aka 20-something loser here. I'm a speedrunner of many different games, particularly Stardew Valley first and foremost, and then some rhythm games, some multiplayer games, some indie games, all a bunch of stuff now. Who would have thought, to say the least. But Melatonin is the first rhythm game that I have ever speedran. And it is lots of fun. And I hope you have enjoyed watching this, to say the least. Again, this is the all levels category of Melatonin. I'm submitting it separately, but it can also be used as the incentive for the any percentage run. However you choose to be, for it to be fit, to say the least. And yeah. I'm going to let the music continue to play, and we'll jam it out a little bit, because we got about a minute or so left on this level. But again, enjoy. One, two, three, four. Oh, so good. When it becomes time, that is like last 4 beats. For me personally, when you do this speed run, it's like, okay, I have those last 4 beats, and then as soon as you hit those last 4 beats, it's like, it's all out of my hands. Like, you just let the music play, you let the music take over, you do a little dance, you vibe a little bit, as you could tell here. But yeah, this has been the all levels run. So I'll say goodbye, but that Lee will also say goodbye. And that was Melatonin All Levels. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for your consideration. And yeah, I love Melatonin so much, and would love the opportunity to show it off in any capacity. So again, thank you for watching, thank you for your consideration, and I'll catch you very soon. Bye. Thanks for your consideration. See ya.